Pardon me, good sir. I am looking for the lair of the cat creature. I intend to tranquilize it, so it does not bother people anymore. Have you any idea where it is? 10 yards back. Why do I get a bad feeling about this? Hello everybody, Sparkster1701 here, and for our final exclusive for the month, we are taking a look at Nightprowler. Nightprowler here is the only one out of them, out of the exclusives at Walmart at least, that serves a different faction other than the Predacons. He is actually an Autobot. But he's definitely not one to get super excited for, since he is basically a total repaint of Cheetor from the Kingdom line. As you can see, they didn't even bother retooling the head. So he definitely bears the hallmarks of Hasbro cheapness. Nightprowler is apparently, from the way they describe, as a rogue Autobot. He seems to do things his own way. So in a lot of ways, that would also put him at odds with some of Optimus Prime's mission goals. But he probably is willing to overlook it if Nightprowler is getting results. But after all, let's take a look at Nightprowler and look at his accessory. He only comes with one. And down he goes too. And that would be his tail. His tail apparently can be used like a whip or some sort of spiked club, since it's got this protrusion coming out of it. Be interesting to see that be used in battle. At any rate, stand up, silly. And let's take a look at his articulation. Since he's basically a retool of Cheetor, repaint of Cheetor, he'll have the same type of articulation. You can turn his head from side to side. And it is on a slight ball joint, so it will rock up and down a bit. His arms can be raised up about so far. And while they will rotate at the shoulder all the way, the animal kibble does get in the way of that. You can bend his arm at the elbow 90 degrees, and it does swivel at the bicep. So he does have G.I. Joe style battle grip. He can be twisted at the hip, so he has a little bit of dance moves going there. His legs can spread apart into a full splits. You can raise his leg up at the hip 90 degrees. You can also bend his leg at the knee 90 degrees. And he does have a traditional thigh cut just above his knee. So, all in all, Nightprowler does have some moves going for him. Okay, let's transform Nightprowler. And unfortunately, with the way he's set up, he's going to transform pretty much the same as Cheetor there. First thing we got to do is take his head and we're going to turn it around so that it faces the other way. And then next we got to wiggle the cat head free of the chest. Takes a little effort. There we go. It should stretch out and go over his head. One way or another, it should go over and in. There it goes. And then, of course, as well, we gotta reach up here and close his mouth. Or at least move it where it should be a little bit more accurate. Next, we're going to come down here and open up these pieces here on his chest. Get the arms out of the way. Then you bring the arms down and we're going to rotate them around so that they can be connected onto the shoulder plates. Just like that. And then we fold over the entire assembly and snap it together at his chest. Make sure the side panels came along as well. You'll come underneath here and you can rotate the fists so that they're pointing in the other direction and help form the belly. Get the cat legs, come down here in the front. Then here on his lower legs, you're going to fold the feet into these holes, and they will bring out the rear cat legs. Then you just kind of bend them at the knee and spread them open a little bit so that you can insert his tail. And while you're at it, insert your own dirty joke for the way we're doing this. And then there we have it. Nightprowler becomes a snow leopard. Which definitely gives you a different critter to be around. He'd be well suited for areas that are colder than normal. So that definitely gives him some advantages. And of course, like with Cheetor, he has some articulation here as the beast. The front legs can be moved at the knee like so. And of course the paw is on a ball joint so it can rotate and flex. And the same holds true for the rear legs. You can move them at the knee. You can move them at the paw. And you get some slight movement here at the hip. So all in all, you do get a fair amount of motion out of him. Then of course, right here is Cheetor for a side-by-side comparison. Now we get down to my thoughts. And this is where the thought complex gets a little bit on the complicated side. It has been nice to see the exclusives bring out some more background characters than what has been depicted normally. Usually a lot of the exclusives are just another version of the same guy. I mean, take a look at the wreckers that are coming out. Many of those guys we have already had toys of. So, them giving us these newer versions, which are basically just repaints of a previously existing toy. Unfortunately, that's what the bulk of what we've had this month has been. Each and every guy has been a repaint of a previously existing figure. So it's really rather hard to say whether or not you like them or you don't. I mean, I like the fact that it's encouraged me to look up who these guys are, because many of them I really had never heard of. So I had to look them up and figure out who they were, or if they were anybody special. But after that initial thrill is gone and you see that there's not much change done to the toy, it gets hard to really keep the enthusiasm for it. Especially like in the case of Nightprowler here, he's not even a retool like Shadow Panther had been in the Kingdom line. Nightprowler here is just a straight repaint, which shows a lot more laziness on Hasbro's part to push out a cheap product rather than put the effort out into bringing us something new. And yet they still want us to pay full retail price for a guy that's pretty much the same as one we got last year, but with a different coat of paint. I don't get it, folks. I would think that there'd be some better incentive for that, but one never knows. But then again, if you like big cats, Nightprowler is definitely one for you. But if you're like me, you've never heard of him, you're not really missing anything by not having him in your collection. At any rate, that's my review of the Legacy version of Nightprowler. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please do remember that if you like the content we feature here on this channel, please do like, share, comment, and subscribe, because we do appreciate the feedback here. Now, for July, since July is right here around the corner, we're going to be doing two different things. We got two things going on for July, folks, so please be excited for that. First, of course, is our regular Transformers features, which will be on Friday nights. Next month, we will cover some studio figures. So we got a nice lineup of some new studio figures, including a rare version of Megatron, and we do have the much sought-after Coronation Starscream, so please do look forward to all of that. But next month is also Cobra Convergence 6, which will be a G.I. Joe sponsored backed thing, primarily under the encouragement of YouTube channel Hooded Cobra Commander 788, my mentor and a good friend, and I will be participating in it as well. I have built some Cobra vehicles out of Lego bricks that I got plans for on the internet. We're going to show off a bunch of them to all of you next month. I'm not quite certain on the day of the week they're going to go up yet, but they are going to go up, and I hope all of you will watch them, because it is something a little different and a little bit of fun. So let's enjoy it. This is Sparkster1701 saying I will catch you all later.